Hello everybody to MW Comp. We are casting a match tonight of two well-known teams after the last couple of tournaments. On the home team side we have the team 42 from North America, and on the visitor team side we have EU Dragoons, which actually won the 1v1 already before the match. They played the match before. This Tournament of Stars is a 5v5 tournament, clan max only. The first drop is going to happen on Vitric Station domination mode. 10 minutes match time, a tonnage limitation of 250 tons, and from what we have seen so far in this tournament, things tend to be very brawl heavy, especially in this first drop. With 5 mags at 250 tons total, that's 50 tons per mag for everybody who is not able to do the calculations themselves. A little bit of help from our side here. That means it's all mediums basically, and some teams might mix it up, but it comes down to speed and an in-your-face kind of playstyle, and that is what we have seen in the past here the most. Vitric Station is the map of choice, quite new, just recently released. Not everybody loves it. Some people kind of like it with the different kinds of elevation. It provides quite a challenge in terms of engaging properly, but this should work out quite well. And both teams are already locked, so we are good to go. Let's launch this. So we are on the map now, and now waiting for the teams to come in. Dropships should become visible very soon. They're hanging out there in the back. We expect them to fly in now. And let's see what the teams bring on the side of Team 1. After what the 1v1 was won by EU Dragoons, they choose to start Team 1 side. They bring Huntsmen PAs, all Huntsmen. 5 Huntsmen on their side. That should be quite brawly. 42 brings Jenna to see Arctic Wolf Linebacker Prime double Stormcrow. So this should be pretty much an in-your-face style of gameplay. Let's have a quick look what they bring. Yeah, they are SRM heavy, as we can see here. And just to have a quick look on the other side here, the Jenna is coming in. Shade, the team lead of Team 42 with SRMs as well. LBX-20 SRMs for the Stormcrow, Arctic Wolf with SRMs, another Stormcrow with an LBX-20 and then an SRM6, and the linebacker full brawl SRM as well. Teams are setting up in the middle before this small little ramp. They are both on the same side. Now it's just a question when the engagement is going to happen. A UAV was launched already by 42, and seems like both teams are getting ready. EU Dragoons launched a UAV as well. They are fairly nice grouped up. The two Stormcrows of 42 are sitting a bit in the back. Leonidas of EU Dragoons here going a bit to the right, trying to get an eye on the enemy, trying to figure out where they are. Fritzer needs to be careful not to fall down here. They are exchanging first shots with the SRMs, but most of them should be out of range. But now the engagement is starting to happen. Flynn running in here with the Jenna, turning around the Huntsman. Linebacker coming in with him by his side. 42 is engaging. Shaman already lagged. And Glenshin already went down, and the first of the Huntsman's, Shaman's linebacker is pretty badly hurt. Kara should be able to take him out any second. Titus is pretty hurt as well on the 42 side. He should be the next target. Is Leonidas able to focus him down? Kara is helping on Titus. In the meantime, exothermic died. Kara is able to finally kill off Titus. Shade is killing off Fritzor. We have a 3-2 lead, 3-4 lead for 42. It's just Leonidas who's still up, and the 3 remaining mechs with Shade and the Jenna almost fresh should be able to finish line Leonidas here. He is already lagged by this point of time, and that's a clear 3 um, yeah, 5-2 victory for 42 here. Congratulations. Very nice first engagement. Focus fire of 42 was a bit better than of the EU Dragoons. And let's have a quick look at the damage here. 463 for Flynn in the Arctic Wolf, Stormcrow 330. The others with 200 nice damage spread, while the EU Dragoons' highest damage is 344 for Leonidas and the Huntsman. The others 321, 315, 323. Beside Glension, quite nice and high damage numbers, but maybe they've spread the damage a little bit too far. Very, very unfortunate. So let's get back into the lobby and update the score a little bit. That's the first win for 42, and with 2 max kills for EU Dragoons, the current score should be, I need to add this here. Okay, I will do this in a different way. This is 6 points for, no, that's actually 10 points for the team 42, because in this game mode here, it's quite interesting. You get 1 point for the first kill and 2 for the additional kill. So 9 points in total for the kills on the side of 42 here. And I have to switch the map. The next map is going to be Terra Therma. And another point for the kill, which leads to teams being very, very eager to kill their opponents. And that is what we have seen here so far in the matches to the date. It's not so important anymore to win the drop, actually. If you can kill as many of the opponents as possible, actually kill more than they are able to kill, you are on the good side of things. And with just 2 kills for the European Dragoons, they get only 3 points. 1 kill is 1 point, 2 is 3 points, 3 is 5 points, 4 is 7 points, and 5 kills are 9 points, plus 1 point for the victory of the drop. EU Dragoons were able to win the 1v1. That was 1 point as well. So in total we had 10 to 4 points for the EU Dragoon for 42 in favor of over EU Dragoons. As a matter of fact, EU Dragoons still on side 1, and both teams are getting ready. Team 1 is locked already. Team 2 has 5 minutes, so let's give them 5 minutes here. They are rather fast. That is what we have seen from them in the past. What do you guys think? Should we have I mean, it's not too complicated what's going on here, but if you want to, we can have a quick look at the map spread. And Terra Therma, if we are looking at the spawn points, Team 1 is setting up mostly Charlie. This is over here in this area. Team 2 is setting up mostly Bravo. Not sure if they really want to go here through the middle. They are probably setting up somewhere here from this side, and of course teams need to send somebody into the domination cycle due to the game mode, and we will see another nice brawl here. We are at a 300 tonnage limit right now, so not too much should change. Okay. I think I need to get out of studio mode here. This is just confusing for everybody. Both teams are ready. Launching in 3, guys. Then we are good to go. Let me launch them. They are rather quick. There's an advantage to it sometimes. But it can be stressful for the streamer, guys. Don't do this too often. We are back on the map. Let's see what we are going to get to see here.
Fleet Command, coming in. Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
Okay. I'm looking at the chat. You have sound, guys? I have sound. You should have sound. Let's have a quick look what the teams are bringing here again. 42. Oh, look what we have here. Quite nice. Another Hellfires with LBX 20, SRMs, Ultra AC10, 20, Ultra AC10, 20, yeah, smalls. Pretty Dakar heavy. Terra Firma is a hot map, so that makes a lot of sense. On the side of EU Dragoons, we have an Arctic Wolf and 4 linebackers, as a matter of fact. And let's have a quick look what these linebackers are packing. I wouldn't be surprised. Small pulse lasers here might tend to be a bit too hot, but they are more accurate, of course, as the Dakamax of their opponents. And as I mentioned before, teams are getting into the middle right now. And if sound is still too not loud enough, let me know in the chat. Stream is delayed 8 minutes, so you might figure it out a little bit later than me, but I hope everything is going to be fine. And here the first engagement is happening already. EU Dragoons are moving in, no stopping, just straight forward, but 42 has set up a nice area to receive them. EU Dragoons are swinging to the left, trying to get a better engagement. Paul Myers in the back of the enemies, a little bit hurt. Trent is coming in here on Flynn, together with Fritzor. At the same time, Chama seems to be already a little bit hurt, but Paul Myers went down the earlies in the Arctic Wolf, turning around to opponents. Chili destroying Goodnight, that looks quite nice. 1v1. Chama is down, is going down next against Flynn. Flynn has a kill on him, but the 42 guys are still look pretty healthy. This looks pretty good for 42 again. 4 down of EU Dragoons. They are very, very fast and accurate. Can Fritzler get the kill on extra Guak here, maybe at least to secure another 2 points for his team? No, he can't. That's a clear victory, 5-1 for 42. All they need to do now is walk into the domination circle and be over with it. That was a quick and dirty and fast brawl. Very, very well played from 42. Not much to say about it. EU Dragoons wanted to be the more aggressive team. Didn't pay off for them. Bad luck. Better luck next time, guys. So quick look at the damage numbers here. 42. Top. Very, very nice damage numbers with Hellfires. Daka really paid off. 436 for extra Guak. Next up is Flynn with 389, 324, 324 both for Shade and Shaman. Goodnight was the only one to die at 100 damage. Still got 100 damage out. That's quite nice. On the EU Dragoon side, highest damage we have is Trent with 220, followed by Fritzer, and the others are below 200. So quite decisive victory on the side of 42 again. That's another 10 points for them, and only one other point for the EU Dragoons. So let's get back into the lobby. Let's get ready for the next map, and let me just check out which it is real quick. My memory is pretty shady these days, but you already might know it is Rubelite Oasis, so I'm gonna change that right away so the teams can get ready. Everybody on EU Dragoons was dropping out, and let's update the score here. We have another victory for 42. That's in total 10 points for them, and just 1 point for the European Dragoons. In my book, that's oh, this doesn't work out. Okay, and let's remove this. This is just irritating. It's 20 points already for 42, and just 5 points for the European Dragoons. So if they want to win this match, they really need to turn things around right now. We need to increase the tonnage as well to 350, because that's the next limit we have here. Um, on a side note regarding the tonnage limits, it's 250 tons for drop 1, 300 drop 2, 350 drop 3, 400 drop 4, and no limitation on drop 5. Game modes are very straightforward as well. We have domination for the first 3 drops and assault for the last 2 drops. Both teams are getting their players in again, and we will see what's going on. Let me bring up the map spread real quick again in the meantime, while we check out Rubelite. As I mentioned, domination again. On the Team 1 side, we have Bravo and Charlie spawns for the EU Dragoons, more Charlie heavy for 42. So teams are they are going to meet in the middle again. I'm not quite sure if somebody wants to take the high ground or if they just walk into the middle and have the brawl there. I can imagine some Overwatch EU Dragoons are rather quick with getting locked again. Team 2 is on the clock. But it seems like they know, both teams know very, very well what they want to do. There's not much of a break between the drops. They want to get it done. Team 2 is locked as well. As I said, these guys are really ready to go. Okay, guys. Launching in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Drop 3, Rubelite Oasis. Enjoy. We are loading into the map. Visibility on this map is a bit sketchy at times, but we can probably have a look where the teams are going to come in. There should be somewhere in this area. Can I see the jump ships? Not yet. They should be there in the sky somewhere. Yeah, back there. On the EU Dragoon side. And now we can see something. EU Dragoons coming in with a Blood Asp, double Timber, Arctic Wolf, Hellbringer 4, and for the 42
Fleet
we
command
have
coming in.
1, 2,
Capture the
3
target area
Timbers,
and
a Night
engage any
Gear, and a
hostiles.
Viper. And let's have a quick look on the loadouts. We have ER mediums, ER large lasers on the Timber. Interesting builds. Same here. They want to play the range game right now, it seems like. Arctic Wolf is probably the only one that is a bit more brawly and is supposed to keep the enemy busy. He will go into the circle. Blooddeath should be ER largest as well. Flynn is coming in the Viper. He is the circle runner for his team. Question is, what do these Timbies bring? And they are brawl. SM6 are teamers with small pulse. LBX10 small pulse. LBX20 SM6 is in a night gear with 2 Ultra 10 and 1 Ultra AC20. They are a lot more in the face than what EU Dragoons are bringing here. Question is, can EU Dragoons pull this off with their range setup? Kara and Leonidas and the team we set going up high here. I think with the medium lasers I want to have a bit more of mid-range. Lenchen is taking a little bit of a strike here but can dodge most of it. And Kara and Leonidas are trying to get angles. They are sitting close by, while Fritzo and the Blood Asp here is sitting up high here, trying to spot some of the opponents. 6 ER largest as expected, and here we have Exothermic in the Hellbringer, 4 ER largest as well. Not a lot of DPS, and now it all comes down for 42 to bring their DPS to the fight. I mean, what's important to note here, 42 has a lot of points already, 20 points from the first 2 drops, and what EU Dragoons need is definitely more points, and that means more kills. Of course, they can try to win here by holding the circle long enough. They have a 1 point advantage, 1 second advantage, but that's about it. some ER large burns on Flynn. Seems like 42 figured out where the opponent is. They start moving right now. Kara is getting a burn down low there, but taking some return fire. Strike coming in here on Kara and Leo. Glenchen needs to make sure that he bails with the Arctic Wolf. Flynn in the Viper moving up. UAV launched by the EU Dragoons here. They should be able to spot at least a little bit of what 42 is doing here. And let's switch here. Extra taking a bit of an large laser burn, Flynn as well, but they are all pretty fresh so far. You can say for sure that EU Dragoons couldn't do much here. Fritzer is getting some shots in right now on Titus, 89% on the Bloodest. Shade in the Night Gear takes some damage as well from him, 85%, but is this going to be enough to actually win this drop for the EU Dragoons? So far it seems to pay off for them, and 42 doesn't seem to have an idea yet how to close in. Flynn is trying to get some intel on the opponent. Oh, Shade took quite a lot of damage here already, but this might be just from a strike in the back. He obviously lost the arm. Oh, and his left side torso is caught already. Seems like Fritzer gave him a couple of nice burns together with the Hellbringer, Leonidas and Kara in the front with the large Timbys as well. They are getting some shots in. More shots on Shade. Shaman is taking some love as well from large lasers. But it seems like 42 decided we can't sit here any longer and take the heat, we need to get moving. Kara's taking some shots from the UX, from the Night Gear. Shade is taking one more damage. He's caught by now, but still alive, hasn't lost his weapons. Shaman is coming around the corner here. The advantage of EU Dragoons is clearly that they have the high ground. Exothermic having the cross line here with his ER larges, getting shots in on Extra and Titus as they move up. Shaman is trying to get up the ramp. Glenchen is waiting with the SAMs, and that is basically their brawl stopping power for anybody coming in. Kara with the mediums taking some heat. Titus pushing him. Glenchen trying to get into his back, but Flynn is coming in. The Viper right now with his small pulse lasers as well, but Titus is pretty hurt already. He's getting more heat from Exothermic. Another kill for them. 3 down. On the 42 side, while everybody in EU Dragoons is still up. Flynn is being attacked by 3 people right now, while Fritzer is trying to fight off the last timber up here. And the Bloodest getting supported by Exothermic with some large laser fire, but they are focusing Flynn's Viper right now. They want to get it legged. Extra was able to finish off Fritzer, another 2 points for them at least. Extra is going down. Flynn the last alive. Can he kill Kara? No, he goes down first. So we have a 5-1 victory for EU Dragoons right now. Very well played, smart strategy. They spread out nicely. Exo getting a nice cross angle here from this side. That looked pretty well played. 42 it took them some time to figure out what they want to do, and we can see here Fritzel with a huge game, 701 damage, followed by Kara with 460, Leo 423. Exo was not able to do too much, but he took some critical shots with 299, Glenchen 373, and on the other hand you can see 42 never was really able to get into range. Highest damage Titus in the Timberwolves is 265. No, Extra actually with 14, followed by Titus, and then we are already at Flynn with 207 in the Viper, and the others went down pretty quickly, especially the Night Gear at only 82 damage. Very unfortunate for 42, but a very nice match. 5 kills on the side of the EU Dragoons, just 1 for 42, and therefore we are going back into the lobby, updating the score. First victory for the EU Dragoons, and important points for them. That means both teams are getting a bit closer in terms of their points. 42 is now at 21 points, EU Dragoons at 15 points. And we are getting to switch to the next map, which is going to be River City. And let me switch the map first, and teams are going to change sides right now. Where's River City? There's River City. Switching to assault mode. We're switching Shade and Fritzer. Exothermic and Flynn, and we can move over Goodnight and Titus and Shaman and Goodnight again, and then both teams should be flipped. That looks good. Wonderful. So team 1 on the clock right now. We still have to switch the tonnage limitation up to 400. The matches are getting more heavy. We saw the first assault in the Bloodest in the last match, and I expect a bit more of this right now. River City is going to be interesting to be played here on assault. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit more of range, but a lot of brawl is possible as well. We have teams seen bringing gargoyles or what else? Executioners, for example, as well. They were quite popular. So I'm kind of curious what these teams want to bring to this fight. And I still need to put this code down. Rather do it right now before I forget it. Otherwise I have to take it from the stream later. Guys in the chat, quick question. Is the sound alright now? I'm reading sound is fine, sound is good. That's perfect. Just a reminder for everybody, the stream is 8 minutes delayed, not to give up any intel to the teams while they are playing. So if I react a little bit late to your comments, don't be surprised. In the meantime, maybe we can bring up the map thread for River City and compare what we are going to see from the teams here. Team 142 is locked already. They are Bravo heavy. Majority of their pilots is going to be on Bravo here in this area. And it seems like, yeah, Team 2 is pretty fast. Alpha Bravo back here and here. We'll see what they are going to do. So, get away with the map spread. Launching in 3 again. These teams really don't give me a break. Hell. Good luck everybody. 2, 1, go. We are loading into the drop. Let's switch. Team 1 is on the left side right now. That is something we can switch as well. I hope it's gonna update any second. Flynn is saying it's been fun so far. Yeah, for them for sure. For me it's pure stress. What's going on, guys? Oh, 42. Bring in all the Orions and all the Gargoyles for EU Dragoons. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this is pretty brawl heavy. And here we can see LBX-20 medium pulse, SM6, AC-20, LBX-20, Ultra AC-10, SM6 on the side of 42 for this group of people. Flynn here, the one guy alone out here with the LBX-20 and SM6s. And on the other hand, we can see the gargoyles coming in here. Small pulse ear micros on the gargoyles. That can be an advantage. They are more accurate for sure. Taking off components is more easy with this, but of course with less range. There, the Dakamax could have a slight advantage, not too much. The gargoyles are rather quick. They should be able to close in pretty fast. They are beelining here for getting into the city. They certainly want to get into the buildings. And we can have a look at 42 coming in here They are getting to the edge of the water. They are going to get here into this area where they have a little bit of cover, where they can see where the enemy is going. They are trying to spot them on the water, but they are coming in a little bit late. I'm not sure if they were able to see EU Dragoons crossing, but they are crossing themselves over here right now into these little stone areas, and where they seem to want to set up. Both teams, they might go for the assault point of EU Dragoons and forcing them to come over to them so they can receive them. That seems likely. Are they? Or are they just setting up on this side of the map? Seems like they figured out EU Dragoons are on the other side. Dragoons are moving in to the cap point of 42. They are on the assault base right now, capping the base of 42, and they need to respond right now. Dakar fire is coming in already. Fritz are taking some heat. Strike is coming in here. Chama is taking a few shots. There's a small advantage in terms of the range from the Dakar Max, but the gargoyles are moving in right now, getting in close. UAVs launched, a lot of UAVs launched by EU Dragoons here. 42 is falling, they are falling back a little bit. They want to receive EU Dragoons. Chama is coming up here. Shade taking some love. Chama already pretty badly hurt. Trent taking some damage. Titus down to 77%, 70%. Chama is taking a lot of hit as well. Titus is finally going down. The first kill in this engagement. Shade is being focused right now down to 70%. Paul is still alive but going down right now. Chama is able to distract or hide a little bit while Shade is finally going down. The other three max of 42 is still looking good, but Good Night going down pretty fast here right now. Good focus fire. Trent has killed him. Shaman is being focused by Fritzor, being taken out as well. Flynn is the last here, pretty fresh at this point of time, but this should be only a matter of seconds. He's finally able to take out Trent at least, getting another kill, which is worth 2 points, and then the EU Dragoons are able to finish it off here. Pretty clear victory, I would say. It's not like they are all super fresh, but they were able to spread out damage between them quite nicely, not going down too fast. That was very well played by them. And if we are looking at the damage numbers of EU Dragoons, top damage 491 for Chama, followed by Fritzor, just 200 something and 155 for the others, meaning they were extremely accurate with their shots. They didn't take a lot of damage. Flynn was able to deal 750 damage, to actually made the 2 kills on the Dragoons. The rest of the team 380, 300, 166, 121. Seems like the more accurate pinpoint, but almost pinpoint with these small lasers. Taking out the Orions one by one was a bit more effective than the LBXs and SAMs, who spread the damage obviously a lot more. And we can update the score again. This is getting a close match right now with 2 kills for 42. They get 3 points in this round, full 10 points for the 5 kills, 9 points plus 1 point for the victory for the European Dragoons. So it's super close right now. We from the match alone, both teams basically have the same amount of points, just 1 point advantage for the win of the 1v1 on the EU Dragoon side, and we are heading into the last map right now, which is Caustic Valley. Let's switch to Caustic Valley. And I don't know if everybody knows it, and I can ramp up the tonnage limitations here to basically no limit. Um, I don't know if you know that Caustic Valley was a quite open map after it has been redone. Not everybody really enjoyed it. Of course, it was usually a sniper fest, but this has recently been changed. There's a new structure in the middle, which provides a bit more cover, and therefore it should be less of a sniper fest. Still, it's assault that we are playing here. The matches have been very brawly, but at least in this match we have seen on one map, on Rubelite Oasis, and long-range strategy with mostly large lasers from the European Dragoons, and I'm very curious to see what they are going to do in this last drop between these two teams, because with no tonnage limitations they are able to bring 5 assaults at 100 tons. And for example, could be all direwolves. And the teams are incredibly fast again here. As you can see, Team 142 is already locked. They want to get going here. They are pretty eager to finish this fight, and from what we have seen from the EU Dragoons so far, it will just be a matter of seconds. So I'm gonna spare us the map strat here. I'm probably not gonna have enough time to explain anything on it anyways. Yeah, as I mentioned, Fritzer says they are already locked, therefore we should launch any second. So I'm writing already Fritzer. Launching in 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's launch these guys. But I will use the time to at least bring the map strat up real quick. And as you can see here in the middle, this area, it has a new structure providing a bit more cover, and I could imagine that the teams are going to dance around here a little bit, setting up at the edge, bringing some range possibly, but we will be able to see this any second. Let's get into the map. We are here on the Team 2 side of the European Dragoons and their base, and I'm going, well, where's the structure in the middle? Here it is. Bit more structure in the middle with some elevation. This is what I meant. This is new, but let's check out what these teams are bringing. And I'm here on the Executioners, all Executioners. That's full brawl again for European Dragoons. I think I do not even need to get into their max. That should be large pulse at least, a little bit ranged, but the rest is small pulse, here small lasers, micro lasers as well to get into the distance. And on the other side, this looks a lot like a more ranged focus drop deck. We have 3 Blood S, 2 Mad Cats, and I expect them to be LBX Ultra 10s, okay. Blood S, oh, they are Dakar. They are Dakar Ultra AC5, large pulse. It's a mid-range Dakar deck basically. Ultra AC5, AC10. That's all Dakar and a little bit of large pulse what they are bringing here. Interesting. So they want to get a bit more on the high ground. They are circling away from their base, having it in their back. Of course, they need to be careful that the opponent is not just gonna cap their base and leave it at that. But that would actually be a big surprise, and they might get eyes on that any second. Anyways, key question is, do the European Dragoons know where 42 is setting up? And what could be an issue for 42 here? While Dakar is great on this map, it's a pretty hot map. And they are probably, in terms of heat, they shouldn't have too much of an issue, but the accurate fire of the EOS mounts again and small pulse and all these small lasers of the executioners could actually become an issue if they are getting in and 42 is clumped up in one place. And so far Exothermic took quite some damage. Goodnight is taking a lot of heat but is able to shoot back at Fritzer. Goodnight pretty hurt already here. No UAV up yet, which would be extremely helpful for both teams. I think they definitely need to launch a UAV. Goodnight is going down any second. Good focus fire from the European Dragoons here. On the right hand side we see 42 trying to get some shots in. Goodnight is still able to live. He stays alive really long. He's playing that well. Leonidas going down first actually. Goodnight still alive. Focus fire does not work out here. Raging Chili taking a lot of damage. 2 down for EU Dragoons. This is really backfiring for them. Focus fire was off. They would have needed to kill Goodnight first. They are working way too long on Shaman as well. The Blood Asp was tanking quite nicely. All 3 EU Dragoons pretty hurt. Still 3 max up for the yeah, 3 max up for both right now, but the executioners are super hurt, and 42 is looking a bit more healthy. Flynn taking more damage right now, but extra work and Shade focusing on exothermic together with Flynn. Their focus by fire is really on point, but Flynn is the next one to die. Exothermic trying to get away. Kara up high, pretty hurt as well. Finally, exothermic dies. These two guys just need to turn around and finish Kara off, and then that's it. And I think there shouldn't be much else expected. Yeah, Kara's down to one large pulse laser, Cord already, and there he dies. That's a 5-3 victory for 42, and therefore they are the winner of this drop. Very well played from both teams. I really like what I got to see here. I hope you liked that as well. And let's have a quick look at the damage. I wish we could see damage taken, because that would have been interesting as well. On the side of 42, Shade with 733, 3 others around 500, Goodnight with 300, still a lot of damage, especially considering he was a prime target in the beginning and survived so long. That was the play maybe that made the difference. On the side of the EU Dragoons, we have Exothermic with 460. By the way, former SJR player, he's a comp player of the first hour in MW Comp and played for one of the best teams in the world back in the days. Great to see him back. Welcome back, Exo, in the comp scene. Really good to have you. And beside that, Kara with 360, Fritzer 324, rest pretty low. That didn't pay off for the EU Dragoons, and therefore we have a clear winner. And I'm going back into the lobby, updating the score sheet real quick. We have a victory for 42. They took the full 10 points, but the Dragoons were able to get 5 kills, therefore getting 5 points as well, which gets us to a total score of 34-30 in favor of 42. Okay, I can't type again. Well played from both teams. They are leaving the lobby already. And that means we are done for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Um, I'm not quite sure if there's another stream going on. Yes, I think 5JDX vs TSL is being cast right now. So um, I would recommend head over there, guys, and keep watching that. You might catch the last bit of it. And I'm saying good night and goodbye. Um, we are going to be live again tomorrow with more matches, and if you check the match schedule, I think more matches are casted tonight later at an 8 times as well. I wish you a lot of fun. Take care. See you soon.